Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So within today's video, we are going to be talking about the match between FC Barcelona and Celta. Yes, Barcelona have played today against Celta at the Camp Nou, and yes, it is true, we have won 1-0 with a goal coming from Pedri. So what we're going to be doing within today's video is talk about the first half and then talk about the second half and then just give the overall feeling of this whole game. Because let me tell you guys one thing, I do not think that Barcelona ended in the correct way with this match. There were some things that did not resonate well, and we are going to be discussing a lot on this for today's video. So I do want to shout out our sponsor for today's video, and that is going to be the OneFootball app. If you guys want to find out where I do get my information from, where I get these team stats, the player stats, like for example, this game between Barcelona and Celta, like where I get these like stats and like tactics and all of this information, it is coming from the OneFootball app. It's a very reliable app, informative app. If you want to follow any specific team or player, whether that's Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Real Madrid, or any other team, you can do that within the OneFootball app and be updated on whatever's going on in the world of football immediately and live on your phone for free. If you do want to download the OneFootball app, you can so by clicking on the link down below. That's on the pinned comment. It'll take you straight to the app store. You can download the OneFootball app, set exactly who and what you do want to follow, and then you'll be set and done from there. But now let's go back into this video and let's talk about the lineup first, because I remember when this lineup did surface into the media, many were questioning what the heck is Xavi doing, because we see three left backs, and the moment this game did start, we saw Alonso playing as a center back, Alejandro Balde playing as the right back, and Jordi Alba playing as the left back. It was a very experimental defensive line, and you can just see by just the way this team is set up, Xavi really wanted to have like a impactful second half by introducing Ansu Fati and Dembele and also Frenkie de Jong, three players who did start on the bench. So we're like, okay, cool. Like we see this experimental starting 11. We can see that Barcelona are going to be using their biggest weapons probably in the second half. Maybe things might go right. So we go into the first half, and let me tell you guys, Barcelona, they were dominant. They were doing okay. They were solid. We saw Celta see some chances, but Barcelona were reacting. They were fighting, and especially the fight was going on between Pedri, Gavi, and Rafinha. These were the three players that were like the protagonists of Barcelona's defensive work and the attacking work. They did almost everything. Everything that Barcelona were trying to do when it came to creating chances, it was coming through Pedri and Gavi. And yes, we did see Pedri lose some balls. We saw Gavi also lose some balls, but in the end, every time they had the ball 99% of the time, they were very impactful moving forward. When it came to intercepting the ball from Celta, Gavi was there. When it came to outbodying the opponent, Gavi was there. When it came to Barcelona getting pressed, Pedri was always the main player that could not be outpressed. Like you just could not do that. You could not take the ball away from Pedri. When it came to take-ons and taking down 2 to 3 players, Pedri was the best one in doing so. So Pedri and Gavi showed their individual talents on the field against Celta, and it was amazing to watch. Now we did see a very early goal on the 17th minute. We saw Pedri score the goal, but the play behind this goal was probably the most beautiful thing to see. We saw Jordi Alba make a lob pass to Gavi. Gavi made that run into space. He received the ball, he crossed the ball into the box, and yes, one of the defenders were trying to like kick it out, but they failed. It went straight to Pedri, and Pedri received the ball and kicked the ball into the back of the net, and Barcelona were winning 1-0. Now I also do want to shout out to Alejandro Balde for doing so great as a right back. Yes, he was playing as a right back again. We were discussing on how Balde as a right back was not the most ideal scenario that we want to be in, but he was solid. He was okay. Like every time Jordi Alba was going up and we had to form that 3-man back line, Alejandro Balde surprisingly was playing so well as a right center back. I'm not saying that he was exceptional like if Koundé was there or Ronald Araujo was there, but Balde was solid, because I remember there were games where we had to form a back three with Alejandro Balde acting as a left center back very early in the season, and he did not play so well. And now to see him play very solid as a right center back, you can just see that this player is growing. He's becoming very versatile. Xavi is really working with this player and making him understand that you don't always have to showcase like your best performance as a left back. I'm gonna show you how you can be solid as a right center back or as a left center back. So you can see that Alejandro Balde is, again, he is growing. He is starting to get accustomed to playing in different positions. Moving on towards Ferran Torres, I just do not think that Ferran Torres convinced us yet again. He easily gets outbodied. He easily loses the ball. He easily loses his composure every time he does try to dribble into the final third. And I understand that his off the ball movement is exceptional, but when it comes to like being a left winger for Barcelona, you have to be lethal. You have to be looking for those goal scoring opportunities. Ferran Torres is nowhere near something like that. And every time we saw players like Gavi or Pedri, Busquets, or maybe Alonso trying to introduce Ferran into a play, Ferran just looked so off rhythm. And he did lose the ball a lot. That really did harm Barcelona's game flow. Moving on towards Rafinha, right? This is probably the most important part of this whole video. Rafinha was greatly involved as a right winger, right? He was always used to be that like protagonist in the final third, to always take down 2 to 3 players. It was literally almost like Galan versus Rafinha in the first 45 minutes. The amount of high volume threats he had was exceptional. And I remember there was like a report and numerous reports were coming out before the game was even starting that Rafinha had a meeting with Xavi Hernandez. Rafinha was trying to explain that he only wants to play as a right winger. He does not want to play on the left. And we saw exactly that. I don't think that moving forward, we're going to start seeing Rafinha as a left winger. Like, we're never going to see that again, mainly because, again, they had that meeting and Xavi finally understands that maybe Rafinha just does not enjoy and understand playing as a left winger for FC Barcelona. And you can see that this player, Rafinha, was really trying to convince Xavi by trying to take on 2 to 3 players every 5 to 10 minutes. And I do think that he was one of our most lethal players on that night by taking shots outside the box too. But here's the thing that really did annoy me the most, that did regard Rafinha. And it's not because of him, right? He is not the player that did annoy me. It is of what happened around Rafinha. There was a moment yet again inside the box where Rafinha was taking the ball into the box. He was dribbling. He was easily about to like outpace Galan and leave him behind in order for him to score the goal. But Galan literally, and you and me can see this, stretches his leg, and we're talking about inside the box, but he stretches his leg to the point where he knows that it'll stop Rafinha from dribbling past him. And you can just see that his intentions of Galan was to take down Rafinha. And then we saw that he fell down and we're like, that's a penalty. That's a clear penalty. And yes, we saw Rafinha try to jump out the way from Galan's leg, which does not help the case on him being fouled, which is one of the reasons why even the ref thought that it was not a penalty. But what else is Rafinha supposed to do? Just clash with Galan's left leg and potentially get injured? If you see that the intentions of that left back or that defender is trying to take down one of the players and like take him down inside the box, that is going to be a penalty. But the ref again did not give that penalty to FC Barcelona, and yet again we were being screwed by one of the refs yet again. Like, now it happened against Bayern, it happened against Inter Milan, and now we saw this with Celta Vigo. And I remember seeing Rafinha so furious. He's like, what the heck, like that was a clear penalty. Yes, you saw me try to move out the way. That is because I did not want to get injured. You can see that he was trying to talk to the ref and explain what Galan was trying to do. So it was a clear penalty. And so this is why I do say that I want to bring on the Super League. If you guys do not know how this Super League, right, this topic has something to do with Barcelona being finessed by one of the refs, then we have to do some research. I'm probably going to be doing a video on why Barcelona is going to be benefiting from being in the Super League, because right now it's too much, too many bad calls going up against FC Barcelona. So we go into the second half, and to be very honest, I thought that Barcelona were going to go into the second half and score about 2 or 3 goals. I thought that Barcelona were going to come out with a much better game plan, because we were coming out from the first half with only winning 1-0 and we needed more goals. And so when I saw Ansu, Dembele, and also Frankie de Jong come in, I'm like, okay, great. Like, we're probably going to be seeing 2 or 3 more goals. Dembele is going to be making those crosses into the box, involving Lewandowski more, but we did not see that. We were very, very poor in the second half. And that's very concerning, because I was questioning, why let your guard down when you're only winning 1-0? 1-0 does not mean anything. Like, I strongly believe that if Celta was just a little bit more fit, a little bit more focused, we probably would have seen Barcelona concede about 2 or 3 goals on that night. Like, we were so lucky to not concede in this match. I remember Barcelona, like a lot of these players like Frankie, Dembele, they were all getting dispossessed in the middle of the pitch, and that's very irresponsible. We cannot lose those balls in the middle of the pitch, because Celta was counterattacking Barcelona's spaces. And so we were getting smacked on both sides. The true hero in this game, besides Gavi, it is going to be Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen really did save us in the second half. Again, it could have easily been like a 3-1 win or a 2-1 win for Celta. I do think that Ter Stegen probably had about 3 big saves. And so do I believe that Barcelona deserved to win on this night? I don't think so. It is pure luck. Yes, we got the 3 points, but it's pure luck. Like, Celta did deserve to score about 2 or 3 goals, but Ter Stegen was being the big man of that night. Another thing that really did annoy me in the second half is to see like Frankie or Dembele, or sometimes even someone like Lewandowski, lose the ball, misplace a pass, fast and then they like act like it's whatever. They put their head down, they slowly track back, and you can see Celta coming in with full force, and I do not like that. That is not what Barcelona should be representing on the field. If you lose the ball and you know it's your fault, you can't put your head down. You have to look up and be furious, track back, and with intensity, and take the ball away from the opponent as soon as possible, because you're not winning 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. You're winning by 1 goal. And if Celta found that goal, it probably would have changed the whole course of this Barcelona game. And then we look at this graph here, right? And we're going to be staying here for the rest of this video. Look at this, is a graph showing exactly the amount of attacking activity the team did have. Barcelona is in green, Celta is in blue. You can see that there's a line between this graph, meaning that on the right side is the second half and on the left side is the first half. Why did Celta look much more dangerous in the second half compared to FC Barcelona? Barcelona barely attacked in that second half. We barely had any chances. Like, you can see Celta desperately trying to find those attacking opportunities in the last 15 minutes by looking at all of those blue bars. So we barely generated any attacking opportunities in the last 25 minutes. And yes, I know that we have the 3 points, but I'm not going to be contradicting. Like, I'm not going to contradict myself. I know that a lot of you guys are going to come in and say a win is a win. Sometimes we can't play in the most convincing way. But again, I'm not going to be contradicting, because I'm not going to act like just because we won the 3 points, only the result does matter. This is why I do push the agenda of Barcelona always playing well, because if not, you get ugly wins like this, and you never know how this Barcelona team is going to be approaching the next opponent in the next game. It's very concerning. That is why I strongly believe that this Barcelona team need to win, but with a very dominant performance. And then moving forward from there, that would give us that courage, right? The confidence to go into that next game and come out with yet again another dominant performance, because whatever this was, it just makes everybody feel like we need to put our heads down and really be concerned about what could happen in the next game. So it's a huge disrespect to the fans for them to like watch this type of football, and especially in the last 45 minutes. When these fans go to the Camp Nou, they want to watch a very entertaining win, a very dominant win, because that is what Barcelona is. If you just say we just come here for the result, we should only aim for the result, that is not what Barcelona is. Like you are probably very unfamiliar with what Barcelona have been in the past 12 to 15 years. And so look, I'm not going to be complaining further about this game. Like, yes, we saw the ref make another ridiculous call by not giving us yet again another penalty inside the box. One of the players did commit a handball in the box, but the ref supposedly did not see that. And so I'm like, all right, whatever, right? Like, Barcelona came out with a 1-0 win. We came out with the 3 points, and we just have to move forward from here. But this was not okay. We cannot believe that this was a great result, because it was not. Part of me wants to believe that we were probably saving ourselves within this game in order for us to have like a very monstrous dominant performance against Inter Milan on Wednesday and against Real Madrid next week on Sunday, in about 7 days exactly. Part of me wants to believe that, and I hope that that is true. So again, it's whatever. Let's improve from here. Let's aim to play with dignity, and especially against Inter Milan and against Real Madrid, because we are really going to need that. That would be the only way for us to win and come out with the 3 points. And I also do want to lastly thank Ter Stegen, Eric Garcia for making that great save, and also Gavi and Pedri for really coming up for FC Barcelona and keeping us on top of the table. So that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona post-match review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.